Rated E for Erebus.
What's up, bro? What, bro? What's up, bro? Take a swing, bro. Right here, bro. Let's go, son. Wipe the street with this punk ass.
Angron removed parts of his brain that didn't make him angry, so he could be angrier.
God GW, please add Berserker Cavalry. Seems like blood and stuff would be yours. Butcher surgeon, stone politics, juggling to bits, and then rested.
You got mail.
What the fuck?
Are you serious?
The World Eaters need something good. We need something big. We need something bloody in the name of corn.
What if we start seeing more chaos
be
revealed? Because I feel like if they're going to do something special like that, they don't want people to forget about it.
So you think we're going to see lots of chaos?
I think we're going to start seeing lots of chaos.
Maybe the World Eaters may not get anything, and the things that they are going to get is those new units in the blood and fire. Hopefully that is not the case. Yeah, baby!
Fuck you! You just got pranked.
You got mail.
Huh? You know what time it is?
Damn, girl.
Let's do this.
One of the first things on my wish list is I'd really like to see that Red Butcher's kit come out and have a dual kit.
I think they did a phenomenal job with the Death Guard Demon engines, and I would like to see 2 or 3 plastic kits.
You serious?
Warning! Oh, fuck, it's Jared.
Round 1. Fight.
So Angron winning with 66% there, and he's still odds on to win even if he doesn't get the bonus attack.
Fatality.
2 weeks later.
Oh, hell no. Fuck, man. But wait, there's more.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
As mentioned, it now gives you +2 strength on the charge rather than +1, and +1 attack as normal.
Wait a minute!
This needs to stop now.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
Hold on.
Fury Unleashed, which is the blood surge out of a rhino if a rhino takes damage, but it's still got at least 1 wound, still exists basically. You can just blood surge, or you just disembark into combat.
No! God, please, no!
Blood for blood!
Okay, right, what is their detachment rule then? Idols of Corn. So this detachment's all about your jackals and like your cultist, effectively units, fighting alongside big, bulky World Eaters.
Oh my.
Finally, for the World Eater detachments, we've got the Corn Demonkin, and this one's their allied demon one, where you basically take up to 1,000 points worth of their 5 demon data sheets.
It's rewind time.
Don't do it! I'm a virgin.
This is big brain time.
Another one, another one, another one, and another one. How hard can it be?
Round 2.
It is what it is.
What the hell is even that?
So in your opponent's shooting phase, each time an enemy unit is shot, if enemy models from this unit were destroyed as a result of those attacks, this model can make a Brazen Fury move.
Huh? Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
What, bro? What's up, bro? Take a swing, bro. Right here, bro.
While Angron is not as good as his 9th edition counterpart, his stats really aren't that bad, and he is useful because, unlike the rest of the army, he is not made of wet tissue paper. He is one of 2 units in the Codex that is available in all detachments that can be reliably called onto to hold up a section of the board for about 1 to 2 turns. Unfortunately, Angron is a bit overcosted, and that's because of his abilities, or should I say lack of abilities, which is not immediately useful in every single scenario. For the same points cost, you can bring in Scarbrand, which is much more intuitive with his advance and charge ability, or if you're really leaning into the tanking aspect, you can just bring in a Night Lancer for about 10% less points. Of course, just for fun, you can always bring in Angron, a Bloodthirster, or Scarbrand along with a Night Lancer. Personally, I have not tried that, but it does sound pretty fun. But for now, at 385 points, I'd say he's a firm B- tier.
Main, kill, burn! Main, kill, burn!
Khan is a swell guy who can basically do everything that you want inside of a World Eater's army. He can fit inside of a transport, he hits about as hard as a Dreadnought Power Fist, he is reasonably fast, and his low points cost on top of his resurrection ability makes him a surprisingly good distraction counterfax. The only thing he cannot do well is shooting, but you're not going to play a World Eater's army to shoot. Or are you?
Use them all. Are you sure? Yes.
The Slaughterbound is basically a normal 8-bound with the ability to resurrect his allies. Lore gripes aside, he is quite an efficient unit. For a few dozen more points than a normal 8-bound, he brings the ability to resurrect an 8-bound model, meaning that in just one resurrection he basically pays for himself, and if you're in a situation where you have to do 2 resurrections, he's basically free. Some people might say that his model is a little bit generic, but I reckon it's a feature, meaning we can just bash whatever the hell we want. B to B+. Khan's 20 good men are your only real battle line options in his entire codex, and long gone are the days where you can bring them in groups of 5 with strength 5 and can activate 5 twice with veterans of the Long War to basically blend everything in the game. Essentially, before you could just charge them into anything and then do a Davy Jones impersonation and ask them, "You feel whereas now you have to use them with a bit more finesse. At 18 points each, they are still relatively efficient for what they can do. Unfortunately, they do run into the Space Marine syndrome, meaning that everything in the game is basically purposely tailored to kill them. The good news is that you can put these guys inside of Rhinos for a bit of extra cover. Unfortunately, the bad news is that everything else that's not made to kill Space Marines seems to be tailor-made to kill Rhinos. Fortunately, melee and movement is king in this game, and they do both very efficiently. So, A tier. Can you guys imagine having no cultist options in your army? Geckos and Goremongers are practically the same unit, so I'm going to put them under the same umbrella. The good thing about Goremongers is that the extra points go into the ability to infiltrate, meaning that it pays itself off before the game even starts. As for the Jackals, they are your main utility units, and they make for pretty decent damaging units as well. While their stat lines look pretty unimpressive, their damage potential can ramp up pretty high when considering detachment bonuses, the Blessings of Khorne, and any other stratagems that you can throw in. These guys are your main scoring units, they help with threat saturation, and they can deal a bit of damage as well. Personally, I run about 1 to 3 units of them in every single list. Solid A tier.
Our enemies hide in metal boxes, the cowards, the fools!
This might be a bit of a hot take, but Rhinos are a bit of a death trap. Obviously, you're gonna have to use them inside of a Gotrek detachment, but consider this. If the board is using proper tournament terrain, the Rhino will have a hard time getting outside of the deployment zone. If you're playing a more casual game with more open terrain, it's probably gonna get picked off in turn 1. And not to mention that all the infantry inside will automatically become battle shocked when the transport ceases existing. That means no more Blood Surge. And even inside of a Gotrek detachment, it can feel pretty clunky to use. And you have to remember, the Rhino is your weakest link in the Gotrek detachment, and most people know that. It means the moment your T9 tinderbox is gone, there'll be no more shenanigans for you to do. On the plus side, it can carry 12 infantry models, meaning there is room inside to carry 1 extra Master of Executions or Khan the Betrayer, which is quite huge. I'll give this a B tier.
You have made me very angry.
Yo dog, I heard you needed characters, so I added character rules to your 8-bound so you can attach characters to characters. This is an expensive unit, and the buff they give is fairly massive, so I tend to set them up as counterchargers, meaning they play boogeyman inside of buildings, ideally buffing my front line if possible. They move fast, they hit hard, and they buff the rest of your army, so easily A tier. The Exalted 8-bound is a complicated unit, but not in a fun way. They hit hard, but so do normal cheaper 8-bounds. To compensate for that, they can deep strike, but they cannot shoot. So if they fail the deep strike charge, it can and will cost you the game. And even within the thematic detachment, they are still very gimmicky. Overall, I'll give it a B to B- tier.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
There is a reason why people want red butchers beyond looking really sweet and being lore nerds. Mostly. Its data sheet looks very vanilla, but hear me out. This is a unit that can fulfill several tactical roles. They are reasonably durable, which allows you to hold a battle line, especially with vessels of wrath detachment. It comes with reliable deep striking with actual shooting to fall back on to clear out units like Teleman and Poxwalkers in the backfield, which makes them overall more durable and reliable than Exalted 8-bounds. On the flip side, they are very expensive as a unit, but come on guys, it's Terminators with 7-inch movement, holy crap. What more do you want? B+ tier. On paper, the Land Raider is a very good unit. It brings a bit of utility with its transport capability, it's relatively tanky, and it's very good at shooting. However, in reality, it can still be focused down pretty easily within a casual map setup, and in tournament map setups, it's almost too large to navigate through the map. And its firepower is almost a double-edged sword because most people will know to stay away from it, so with its large size and its kind of clunky movement, to be frank, a lot of its firepower can be passively or actively avoided by just staying out of line of sight of it. It is a unit with a lot of potential, with a fair few downsides, so B+ tier. The Hellbrute is an absolute feast of famine unit. I totally recommend this unit if you like gambling or gacha games in general, because depending on how you roll, it can do either nothing or an ungodly amount of damage. I've had games where all three dropped in one shooting phase, but I rolled well in other games, and just remembering what happened is just making me laugh. Hellbrute? You mean hell yeah for fun? B+ tier. Oh hey, they remembered the Brazen Beasts. Oddly enough, one of the best units in the Codex, but before you buy 3 of them, know that they will be the most likely target to catch a nerf, and they are very prone to screening. You have to remember that the rule says that it only applies to the closest unit, so if the closest unit is one single guardsman or maybe like 5 Poxwalkers, that's going to ruin your entire shooting phase. All I have to say is that this is a very straightforward unit, but for such a chunky model, it is deceptively fragile. To get around both these issues, I tend to set 1 or 2 of them up in reserve. Not the fluffiest of units, but a solid A tier.
I do not know what this Yamcha is, but it sounds disappointing.
I saved the worst for last. The Helldrake is the Yamcha of the Codex. And the funny thing is that what really kills it is not the outrageous point cost or the bad datasheet. I can make both of these things work, but rather it's the horrendous aircraft rules. And this endangered species might become extinct very soon, looking at what happened to the Space Wolf Flyers, which were only around 11-ish years old. So there is a very good chance that the Helldrake will become legended next edition. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it, it's going to be F tier. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Sorry about the lack of the updates, but my roof was hella leaking. So yeah, that took a while to fix. Anyways, I'll be working on the next video, it should be out soon. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe and follow me on Twitch as well, because I'll be doing some Dawn War games and model painting streams, good stuff like that. Yeah, I was away for about 2 months, so I'm pretty behind on the news. I don't think too much has happened.